This is your host, Herman Cain. Thank you for joining us. Because we're going to tell you the truth and give you the facts so you can be better informed to help make this a better United States of America. Thank you for joining us. Like many of you, I was disappointed and frustrated after the AHCA bill was pulled last week. And so Monday, I was admittedly in somewhat of a somber mood. I am in a much better mood today because I thought about the serenity prayer that sort of helped to put things in perspective. Many of you will recall it. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Think about that as it relates to what's going on in Washington, D.C. We can make changes on Election Day, but we can't make changes when they are supposed to be doing their jobs. In the spotlight today in the news, Judge Neil Gorsuch, Representative Devin Nunes, Attorney General Jeff Sessions. But first, news nugget. Democrats are delaying for 1 week an initial committee vote on President Trump's Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch. Senator Mitch McConnell says Democrats are only playing politics by threatening a filibuster over the Gorsuch nomination.
Unfortunately, some of our Democratic colleagues are trying desperately to find any excuse to block this nomination. Although this is unfortunate, it is not surprising.
And they can't find an excuse other than politics. You see, their priority isn't doing what's right for the country, the Democrats. Their priority is trying to adhere to the demands of their far, far left. Yeah, the really, really flaming liberals. But Senator McConnell has assured most of us that he will get confirmed. The only question is when. And maybe how. News nugget. Representative Devin Nunes. Democrats are calling on House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes to rescue himself from the panel's probe into alleged Russian interference in last year's U.S. presidential election.
The House Intelligence Committee has come under a cloud of suspicion and partisanship.
Maybe some partisanship, but not suspicion. You see, Chairman Devin Nunes is doing his job. And because Representative Nunes made it clear that there was some wiretapping going on, now the Democrats want to attack the messenger rather than accept the message. And true to form, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Nunes was wrong to brief the White House on surveillance allegations before briefing his own committee.
If Speaker Ryan wants the House to have a credible investigation, he needs to replace Chairman Nunes.
No, he does not. Should he probably have informed the committee first? Yeah. And he admitted that. But that's not a crime. And so now the Democrats want to go after the messenger rather than focus on the intelligence information he was able to get that nobody else had revealed. Sean Spicer says he has no information about Congressman Devin Nunes meeting with a source on the White House grounds.
I'm not going to get into who he met with or why he met with them. I think that's something that he has been very, very clear, and I'll let him answer. This is he is the one who has discussed what he is reviewing and so I will leave it up to him and not try to get in the middle of that.
Once again, the Democrats are trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. Why? They're looking for another member of the Trump administration or a supporter of Trump, somebody else to try and bring down. That's what this is about. So Democrat supporters, those of you who vote Democrat, ask yourself, are the elected leaders doing you justice with their antics and their delays? I don't think so. News nugget. Attorney General Jeff Sessions, he made a surprise appearance at the White House press briefing to urge sanctuary cities to change their policies, noting that the Department of Justice plans to deny them funding, money, if they do not begin following federal immigration laws. Attorney General Sessions says it's time to end sanctuary cities, which shelter illegal immigrants by refusing to help the government enforce immigration laws.
Such policies cannot continue. They make our nation less safe by putting dangerous criminals back on the streets.
He goes on to say that the Justice Department will require cities to comply with immigration laws in order to receive grants through the Office of Justice Programs.
Such policies make their cities and states less safe. Public safety as well as national security are at stake and put them at risk of losing federal dollars.
Why do these cities want to harbor illegals? And what part of illegal don't they understand? Americans have been killed. Americans have been hurt because of illegals in this country. All the administration is trying to do is to minimize the danger of illegals being in this country. But the Democrats and the liberals, they're pushing back. For some reason, they want us to be less safe. Good news nugget. The health care fight isn't over yet. House Speaker Paul Ryan told donors that the effort to roll back the ACHA is not over yet. Sean Spicer says health care reform is not off the table. Good. And the administration is looking at all ways to get the necessary votes for passing it.
The president's made very clear it's not over. There are people coming to the table, but he's going to listen to all good ideas across the spectrum to figure out what it takes to get to 218. And we'll see where we go from there.
The good news is it's not off the table. We'll see what that looks like as time unfolds going forward. One of the big questions, or several of the questions that came up about the pulling of the AHCA bill, was who was against it and why did the Freedom Caucus, among other organizations, not want to support it. It turns out that the Freedom Caucus, the Heritage Foundation, and some other organizations like the Club for Growth were against the AHCA. And we weren't real clear as to why. Listen to what Representative Tom Poe of Texas, one of the founding members of the Freedom Caucus, told us through an interview as to why he withdrew his membership from the Freedom Caucus.
The Freedom Caucus, which I'm one of the original members of, has always been the opposition, mainly opposition of a liberal agenda. But now that we are in power, the Republicans, it continues to be the opposition party in the Republican Party. And the whole purpose of the Freedom Caucus was to be brought to the table on legislation. And we were brought to the table. I mean, we spent an hour and a half with the President of the United States, the Vice President. Concessions were made on the bill that the Freedom Caucus wanted, but it could not ever get to the point where the Freedom Caucus would finally vote yes. So we can't keep saying no. Rather than say no, we have to have progress. You know, I have pre-existing conditions. I have leukemia. 30% of the country has pre-existing conditions. The health care bill was very important to me and not perfect, but it was a step in the right direction. So now, after the end of the day, after voting 60 times to repeal Obamacare, when it actually counted to repeal Obamacare, they got cold feet.
They got cold feet. You know, when I heard that they were one of the groups, and then Heritage, I started to smell a rat. I just haven't figured out what that rat is yet, folks. But I appreciate Representative Poe being forthright in describing what he thought the problem was. Very good explanation. News nugget. On a lighter note, the Oakland Raiders will move to Las Vegas after garnering enough votes from NFL owners to relocate to southern Nevada. Don't get overly excited, Raiders fans, because they don't expect to open in the new stadium in Vegas until the year 2020. The deal almost fell through, and then it was resurrected. So now they're announcing that it will be moving forward. News nugget. Don't try this at home. A man outside a Colorado Walmart yelled for bystanders to watch him before igniting gasoline he had poured over himself and the car he was in, according to multiple reports. Some bystanders did stop, and as he poured gasoline over himself and inside the car, he set himself on fire. We don't know at this point why, but he was telling the bystanders, don't put the fire out. They did it anyway. So he is in critical condition and in a local hospital. Shandy B, don't try that at home.
Where did this happen?
It happened in Colorado.
Colorado.
Yes.
Because he said, hey, everybody, watch this. Now,
Yes.
you know in the South, anything that comes after the words, hey, y'all, watch this, it's never good.
It's not good. You're absolutely right. I mean, I know that there are a lot of stresses that a lot of people are going through. But is it worth setting yourself on fire? I don't think so. When I come back, a new attitude in the military. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show.
When you're listening to Herman Cain, you won't miss any breaking news, and you'll never miss out on a single solution for a better America.
Life can hit you with the unexpected.
Morning.
The loss of a job, a sudden illness,
Good job. You kept up.
a mortgage payment.
Somehow,
Feeling helpless.
some way.
I know you were scrambling.
If you find
But you
a home
did.
mortgage, are worried about financial problems, or are afraid of foreclosure, it's time to take control.
How do you think I feel trying to go from these stories and give them some continuity?
Foundation for Credit Counseling can help. Seek advice from our
Tell you, there's
certified
never a
housing
dead
counselors
news
today.
day.
Nope.
Call us at 866-687-6322 or visit mortgagehelpnow.org. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling. Real solutions for real people.
The National Foundation for Credit Counseling is a nonprofit organization that has been providing financial counseling and education for 60 years. Our national network of
They opened
organizations
two
help millions of consumers
fireworks,
foreclosure
two different fireworks
prevention.
stores near me.
Emergencies are overlaid by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Fireworks and hey, y'all, watch this. Don't mix.
I'm a little concerned about what's been happening at the plant since those union organizers showed up constantly on the
I love my community, but rednecks love explosives.
just don't think we need a union.
I didn't know they were legally in Georgia.
I heard about a similar union
Dang.
union
I think the only ones that are illegal are the ones that go up,
pay raise in order to get the company.
but that doesn't stop anything.
I thought our state's right to work law blocked union officials from requiring us to join or pay dues to a union anyway.
That's true, but union officials can still keep us from negotiating our own employment terms if the unions voted in.
I just feel like we should be the ones that get to choose whether to unionize, not the company or union officials.
AC, you want to do
What
that,
can we do?
that
National Right to Work Legal Defense
hunger
Foundation
strike to
can
shut
help.
down the
To learn
Ohio
about
State
your
Wendy's?
rights or
I'm
ask
going to
for
do
help,
that
visit
leading into rapid fire.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
1-800-336-6600
Oh, yeah.
or go online to
And Shane, I had another better idea. In addition to just having the barbecue across from where they're doing the hunger strikes, drive up in hearses. Take out the Weber, come up in a hearse. Let's all get out in black suits and white shirts, go grill some burgers and some hot dogs, and watch them die.
We'll bring sticks and poke them. Make sure they're done.
We'll come up in a line of hearses.
Ooh.
Law enforcement agency. To learn more, go to ncpc.org/seniors. That's ncpc.org/seniors. A message from the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Department of Justice.
Over 5 million people in the United States, many of them older, have a heart condition known as atrial fibrillation, or AFib. I'm Georgia State
That
Senator
was my
Diane
phone I
Moore.
was hearing.
Women in Government urges you to learn the symptoms of AFib: palpitations, trouble breathing, chest pain, dizziness, fainting, or fatigue. Treatment for AFib can return the heart to its normal rhythm and sufferers to active lives. To learn more, visit womeningovernment.org. That's womeningovernment.org.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school.
Okay.
We say the Pledge of Allegiance together. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 5 children in America.
Awesome.
And I'm struggling with this problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we can grow up to do whatever we want.
I guess if you're far enough away from it, it's gotta be hot.
Well, yeah, and they just had a zoom.
Isn't that? I just think that's the most amazing looking thing.
Yeah, it is. Like, other than dinosaurs, it's pretty
Visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar
You keep burning carbon emissions. That's going to be the Chattahoochee River.
The whole river.
Ashley is pulling up video of the volcano in Sicily.
Oh, wow.
A phone call, a flyer in the mail, or perhaps a misleading website.
I mean, it's not anything you want in your backyard, but you got to admit, that is some cool stuff right there.
Mortgage consultants, sometimes posing as a legitimate mortgage company, willing to help you modify your loan and get caught up with your payments.
Okie dokie.
These are highly trained con artists looking to steal your
The Pelosi that you wanted, I think I have the right one, is 14, and the Nunez that you wanted is 15.
Okay.
I think it's really important because that's a terrible accusation to make. And what are they doing but doubling down on it now?
That's the one?
Yeah.
I recently confirmed that on numerous occasions the intelligence.
So Pelosi is 14 and Nunez is 15?
Yep.
You mean Poe?
No, Nunez.
Oh, Nunez.
Poe is just on a... I haven't even put it in. I'm playing it off an editor. He'll be 16 if you want him again. Anytime.
Welcome back to the Herman Cain Show. Coming up, rapid fire at 877-310-2100. That's the number to call. But there's some good news. Nugget from the Pentagon. The Pentagon under President Trump is enjoying greater freedom to run its wars the way it wants and not constantly seek White House approval on every little decision. Men in the military appreciate this increased autonomy. Critics charge it is raising civilian death rates, puts the lives of U.S. troops at greater risk, and leads to a lack of oversight of America's conflicts. No, it doesn't. You don't fight a war from a boardroom or from a meeting room in the White House. I admire the move that the president is taking in order to allow our military to do what it does best, defend us. instead of the president and the administration trying to micromanage what's going on. So that is a positive tone from the top relative to the military, just like we've experienced a positive tone from the top relative to a lot of other issues in this country. And when we come back and start rapid fire, I'm going to share with you a section of the executive order pertaining to the repeal of the Affordable Care Act. Yeah, that still might be a glimmer of light, folks, that a lot of people have forgotten about. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show, 877-310-2100. Rapid fire coming up.